Hello everyone and welcome to today's Wild Rift video. In today's video, I'm going to be talking about wave control and minion management in Wild Rift. Now in PC League of Legends, this is one of the most impactful and important mechanics to learn, but in Wild Rift, not a lot of people use it. Everyone in Wild Rift, every single player and champion gets so much passive experience and gold since the pace of Wild Rift is a lot quicker than League of Legends. League of Legends games end on average in around 30 to 40 minutes, whereas Wild Rift, an average game time is around 15 minutes. So the game passively gives you so much gold and experience that sometimes if you use these wave control mechanics, sometimes you actually won't get as far ahead as you would do in PC League of Legends. But I'll talk about the different wave control, I'll talk about the different ways that you can control a wave and how it can still be very impactful in Wild Rift. Now there are three different ways that you can control a minion wave. You have the fast pushing, you have the slow pushing, and you have the freeze mechanic. Now most of the time you're going to be seeing every single player just fast pushing every single lane. Every single player does this, whether you're playing like mid lane, top lane, bot lane, or baron lane, or dual lane. Most people are going to just fast push. And this is just the easiest and default way to play Wild Rift. You just auto attack the minions when they're close to you, and you just try and push the wave as quick as possible. Now this can work very well in the first 1 or 2 minion waves to try and get a level advantage. In the baron lane, after the first minion wave, you get level 2. In the dual lane, once you clear the first minion wave and also the 2 melee minions, then you're able to get level 2. So this is actually really impactful to do in the first few levels, but then after that, it's all about understanding the situation of your laning phase and understanding whether you can actually push the wave or freeze the wave. Now, this is a great example in terms of this matchup where we're playing Corki versus Senna into Xayah Nautilus. Now, Nautilus at level 1, especially when he uses hook like he does, he cannot walk up to minion waves. And I mean, they are playing very, very passive. And I take this opportunity to understand that if I don't fast push this wave and if I don't keep auto attacking minions, because a lot of people in this scenario would just auto attack minions and just push the wave, and that's just, like I said, that's the default way of playing. But how I'm trying to play this is I want to try and slow push this lane, try and deny minions away from the Xayah and the Nautilus, because if they stay far enough away, they'll lose both experience and also gold. So the experience that they lose is pretty big. They already missed one range minion, and as you can see, every single time this Xayah walks up to try and last hit a minion, I'm trying to auto attack the Xayah instead. And this already gives us a huge advantage in this lane. Again, the Nautilus misses hook again, but the range advantage, you can see the positioning of Senna as well, which Senna is one of the best supports to have in this scenario. When you have a Senna against a melee champion, or this could sometimes work if you're playing like an enchanter support against the melee champion. If they walk up the same time as you, look at mine and Senna's timing of both walking up here. You see, we're both walking up, auto-attacking the Xayah at the same time. We're denying this Xayah away from any minions or experience that she might be able to get. Now, the range in Wild Rift, in terms of where you can get experience and gold from minions, is quite big. Even if a minion dies in Wild Rift, you are still going to get local golds. So this is what I mean. Like, the game just passively gives you so much gold and experience anyway that you know, sometimes doing this sort of idea or sort of mechanic in a way is not really worth it. But we was able to get first blood anyway, again because of that advantage that I was able to get early on from, you know, Xayah trying to walk up to these minions, but Senna doing very, very well at trying to zone away the Xayah. You can see here we just have a HP advantage already, and then I knew, and Senna knew as well, that one more minion and we would get level 2. So we wait until one more minion gets killed, we get level 2. And as soon as we hit level 2, you can see that we're trying to step up and we're trying to get an advantage. Somehow Xayah still gets level 2 as well, which is really unlucky. Again, it's the range that I was talking about with where you can get the experience and when you can get the passive gold. But we was able to get first blood from it anyway. And as soon as you get this advantage, and as soon as any champion goes back to base, you want to fast push the wave as quick as possible. So not only did Xayah already miss so many minions and so much XP and gold from the laning phase, from me and Senna zoning her away, she's now going to be missing most of these minions. And I say most. If this was PC League of Legends, you would probably miss this whole entire wave. In Wild Rift, when you go back to base and when you run back to lane, it is so much quicker that Xayah is probably only going to miss like 2 or 3 minions. She's going to miss the Canyon minion for sure, but look, she'll be back in the lane soon. You'll see in the top left hand corner. She'll probably miss like 3 to 4 minions, I think. There you go. She's back in lane already. So this is also another reason why a lot of people don't really use these wave mechanics and just wave control in general, because even if you're trying to fast push the lane when someone's trying to reset and go back to base, resetting a Wild Rift is so much quicker. You go back to base and you have home guards and you just run back to lane in like 10 seconds. So it doesn't actually mean anything. Now, this is a perfect scenario of where you can use the freeze wave mechanic. At the moment, there is a cannon minion and a range minion alive on the enemy team, on the enemy minion wave. So what me and Sen are going to do, we're not going to auto attack this. Again, a lot of people would just auto attack these 2 minions and reset the wave. But when the enemy team has like 2, or I would say on the safe side 3 minions, if it's a cannon then you can use 2, then you can use the freeze wave control mechanic, where you can actually freeze the wave closer to your tower. And what you're able to do is you're able to zone away the enemy champions from getting any gold or any experience. You see Senna's positioning here as well. Senna is playing a lot more aggressive. This wouldn't really work if Senna doesn't push up this far and doesn't play this aggressive. This actually allows me to freeze the wave and just farm up slowly and just deny minions over and over again. And because the enemy minions are more than my minions, the enemy wave is actually going to be pushing towards me. So you can see Xayah's already missed 2 or 3 minions. Now she's going to miss another cannon minion as well. And at this point, they know they can't step up. If this Xayah and Nautilus step up, I already have my Gluttonous Greaves, I already have my boots upgrade. I could just W forward, Senna can engage as well, and we kill them both easily. They know that they can't walk up to this wave. So all we're doing is just denying minions over and over again. Another minion wave comes, another minion wave destroyed. And you can see how far up I'm pushing as well. I'm standing ahead of my minions, and so is Senna, to make sure that Xayah can't get in range. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if Xayah is actually in range to get the passive gold from the minions and also the experience. I don't know what the range is exactly, but I wouldn't be surprised if she is. We're just trying to deny as much gold and as many minions as possible. You can look at the enemy minion wave now, right? I mean, I probably made a bit of mistake here. I probably should be killing a few of these minions. I don't need like 6 minions and 2 cannon minions to be alive here. I can probably kill like, I would say 1 cannon and 2 range minions, and I'll still be able to freeze the wave. So this is probably my mistake, that I probably should clear a few more minions here. But I just wanted to be on the safe side to make sure they you know, the enemy team's denied a lot of minions. So that's another cannon wave got a cannon minion gone. That's another range minion gone. Now I did slightly show it for a few seconds. I'm going to try and pause to actually show you the gold difference as well. So you can see the gold difference now. Yes, I got an early kill from the Nautilus, which I believe was first blood. So I got a little bit of extra gold from that, which is probably like 300 gold. But you could say that I'm like 800 gold ahead, as the Xayah only has 1,400 gold. I have 2,300 or 2,200 if you want to put it that way. But in general, the reason why I'm able to get this gold, gold difference is because of all the minions and all the XP that I'm denying in general. So I think this proves that this can still work in Wild Rift, even though it's not used as much, just because of the way the game works and how easy it is to either push the lane or go back to base. But when you have this matchup, when you're playing like, you know, 2 range champions like Senna, Corki, for example, you can easily do this. Now, my Senna unfortunately gets caught here, which honestly might be my mistake, because I have too big of a minion wave here. And this is where I get put under real big pressure. And what I was mentioning before about maybe I should be killing some more minions to try and even out the wave a little bit more. Now, Senna's positioning there was a little bit unlucky. She didn't have flash because of much earlier. So maybe Senna should have been like on the opposite side. I think Senna should maybe have been like up towards the bush over here instead of standing down here, because she doesn't have flash to go over this wall, for example. So it's probably better for her to stand here and use the bush to your advantage, because we have a pink ward in there as well. In general, her dying there, I think, is completely fine. Now, I'm kind of panicking in this scenario because they have like this huge wave crashing into my tower, which means the Evelyn, if she wants to, she can wrap around here and try and tower dive me, because I don't think she used her ulti. But also, I don't know if she's level 5 or not. But luckily, my Lilia is on the same side of the map. So I'm actually lucky that, you know, if Lilia was on the opposite side of the map here, I would be in big trouble. I would probably get tower dove and I would probably lose one of these minions. But you'll see how this plays out anyway. You see how I'm basically in panic mode here. I'm trying to clear these minions. as quick as possible. I'm trying to use all my abilities, clear these minions to make sure Evelyn can't tower dive. Now, luckily, Evelyn went up here to the top side and didn't go down and around. But as I mentioned, even if she went down here and around, my Lilia's here to cover me anyway. So Lilia actually puffing up to me was really good timing in general. So we was able to get all the minions and also deny Xayah all the minions as well. So look at the level lead as well now. You can see the level leads. I'm nearly a full level ahead of Xayah. Nautilus and Xayah are not even close to level 5. Well, they're a little bit close to level 5, but Nautilus, for example, is not even close to level 5. I have nearly a whole level lead just because of how I was able to control the minion wave and how I was able to deny Xayah all their minions. Again, as I mentioned, this is not going to work in obviously every single scenario. And it can be very difficult, I must say, when you're with a support or you're with a player that doesn't understand this, which is why I'm doing this sort of video, so you have a better understanding. Of course, if you have any questions, then please let me know in the comments in terms of just minion waves and everything in general. Unfortunately, my Lilia dies here as well, but again, that's completely fine. Like, I'm playing Corki as well. I'm playing probably the most broken AD carry in this game right now. But this is completely fine. So what I do here, I try and stop the backs of Evelyn, Xayah, and Nautilus. This is very risky, me using W. I probably shouldn't be using W here, but I'm trying to stop the backport of the enemy of like Xayah and Nautilus. And the reason I want to stop their backports is not because I really want to kill them. It's because my next wave is pushing in. I want to try and push this as quick as possible. So if I deny the likes of Xayah and Nautilus going back to base, I can push this minion wave and I can potentially put them under threat of either being tower dove or try and, you know, push this wave. And you can see now I'm trying to push the wave. I have no mana at this point, so I want to push the wave, either try and look for a tower dive or try and look for a reset. You can see I actually decided to retreat. I wanted the reset because I had no mana. We could have gone for the tower dive here, but unfortunately I had no mana. If I had mana, I probably would have. So I decided to go for the reset here, and I just decided to go back to base. And Evelyn just pops out of nowhere because Evelyn has invisibility. But luckily, I was able to survive that with the barrier. And was able to survive the extra bit of damage as well. Senna able to get the kill onto Xayah. And then we also get the kill onto Nautilus. Which at this point, I then want to try and push this wave. My jungler can also help me as well. But again, when the enemies are dead and when they're going back to base, you should always try and push the wave as quick as possible. Again, in Wild Rift, it's very difficult to deny minions just because of how quickly players can get back to base. It's still worth it to push the lane just to deny minions. You can see here, the minion, it was denied that whole wave. That Xayah was denied that whole wave. And you can see she's gone back to the wave now. Now, she could do a really good thing here. See, this is what I'm talking about in terms of people defaulting in terms of pushing. What Xayah could have done here, like if you look at the top left hand corner, the minion wave state, my minion wave is actually in a really tough spot. It's actually right here, so it's actually closer to the enemy tower. So what the Xayah can do is actually keep the minion wave here or keep it here, and Evelyn can look for a regank, can try regank both me and Senna, because I believe I don't have flash, I don't have barrier or anything else. But this is what I was talking about. A lot of people in Wild Rift don't understand how wave management and minion control works. So all they do is just default push. That's all they do. And what they're going to do, they're going to default push. And the problem now with them default pushing, which I could do the exact same thing again here that I've been doing the entire game. I'm not too sure if I did do this because the minion wave is actually quite far behind. So I have to tank a little bit of damage for it. I could do the exact same thing again. Because Xayah was pushing a wave underneath her tower, I now have 3 minions again. So I could do the exact same freeze as what I just did a few minutes ago and deny Xayah even more experience and even more gold. But I didn't do it this time around. I probably should have done it, but I didn't do it this time around. Again, I probably had to tank a bit of damage as well. And I had to go into this scenario. But also, the objectives are spawning right now. So this is also why I'm just using the minion wave, and I'm using the fast push mechanic to try and push this wave out so I get priority on the lane. So I can try and rotate towards Dragon and try and get an advantage and get a bit of vision around Dragon. You see here, the reason why we was able to rotate here and the reason why I was able to get to the Dragon is because as soon as the objectives spawn, in my head, I'm like, okay, I need to get lane priority. We already have lane priority because we're so far ahead in gold and so much ahead in experience. But in my head, I'm thinking, okay, I need to get lane priority. I need to try and check these objectives and see what's going on. So as soon as the objectives spawn, the first thing that should always pop into your head, and this is if you're playing mid lane, if you're playing top lane or bot lane, is push the fucking wave. Push the wave in and get priority. These jungle objectives in Wild Rift are so important, especially the Rift Herald as well. Rift Herald is so important. If you're playing in the Baron lane, you want to push this wave in as quick as possible and rotate to the Herald. Most competent junglers will go towards the Rift Herald instead of Dragon, because Dragons basically give you 2% in stats, whereas Herald can give you like 1,000 plus, even more gold if you're able to take some of the tower platings or even some of the first, one of the first towers or tower platings in the game. That's what people should do. Like every single time an objective spawn is push the wave. Doesn't matter what scenario you're in, push the wave. Back before the Herald reset, you can see Nasus and Fizz actually did it pretty decently. They were able to reset, but they just reset just after it spawned, so they're a little bit late on the rotations. But like I said, that's exactly what I'm thinking in my head. In my head, I'm thinking, okay, I need to rotate. I need to check this objective, but I also need to push the lane. So I push the wave, which means there's no minions here. And because the Xayah was stuck underneath the tower farming the minions, me and Senna get first rotation to the Dragon. And we actually slow down the time here of the Evelynn and the Yasuo trying to take this objective. Now, this might not turn into anything and it might not help in any way, but it gives the enemy a little bit something to be scared of. And I actually really fucked up here. I just realized, yeah, I really fucked up. I made a big mistake here, to be fair. I think Senna still gets, Senna still gets the kill, which is completely fine. And I think we're able to get even more from this. So even though I fucked up, the idea was there, but I just got caught by Nautilus hook. If I didn't get caught by Nautilus hook there, it actually would have been perfect. Because what we're doing here is we are slowing down this Drake and we are trying to stop this Drake from being taken. So then the Lilia and Nasus can take the Herald and rotate straight to the Dragon. If you take both objectives, the Dragon and the Herald early on, yeah, you're probably like 70% likely to win the game because the enemy team also just tilts at that point. So I actually make a big mistake here. I step up too far, which is very unfortunate. If I didn't step up too far here, I would have been fine by just poking with my abilities and trying to do enough damage. But unfortunately, I get caught by Hook and then I get caught by the Feathers and Nautilus ulti, and yeah. But we do trade 1 for 1, so it's actually not that bad. And you can see Evelynn is like 1 HP. So again, even though I died, I gave enough time for my jungler and my top laner to rotate. And now they're going to kill the Nasus, the Nautilus, not the Nasus, the Nautilus. And they're going to be able to take Dragon from this as well. Fizz, for some reason, is going down to bot lane, but I think it's totally fine at that point. But yeah, that was all because we fast pushed the lane. We got the priority. I actually don't know if we'd take the Drake. I can't remember this game exactly, but I think something happens here. Either we take the Drake or the enemy takes the Drake. Okay, Senna dies, but that's fine. Support lives don't really matter. Am I right, chat? Yeah, I think we're able to get this in the end. You can see here, I'm just zoning away the Evelynn. I'm just trying to stop the Evelynn from getting into the jungle pit. There we go. Or into the dragon pit. As soon as the Evelynn dies, I can just go back to lane. Perfect. Because I go back to lane and there is nothing that they can do. So we take the Dragon, we take the Rift Herald, and we're already like so far ahead in gold. I don't know how much further we're ahead in gold right now, but we are very, very far ahead. Now in this scenario, I wanted to try and freeze this wave or at least deny minions away from Xayah, but I saw the Xayah bot lane. And this is why looking at your mini map as well is also very important, whether that's to do with junglers, what sides of the jungle the junglers might be on, whether you might get threatened by a gank or not, or where enemy champions are in general. Now, I was trying to freeze this wave and instantly I saw the Xayah in bot lane. I saw that the Xayah was like, the Xayah probably had enough of me freezing the wave, to be fair. So the Xayah's gone into bot lane and tried to push bot lane now instead. So as soon as I see that, I know, boom, I want to fast push. I want to use all my abilities and I want to push this wave as fast as possible because Nautilus is probably the only champion that's up here. The only other champion that might be up here is Shen, and Shen gets up here pretty slowly, as you can tell. But Shen actually doesn't get any of these minions at all. For some reason, Shen actually looks for a dive onto me instead of picking up all these minions. So the support has basically picked up a bunch of golden experience from like 2 waves of minions, and that means no gold for Xayah, no gold for the Shen, and hey, more gold for me because I was able to push that wave before the Shen came for a gank. And as you can see, the gank did not go very well for them because they just have no damage to kill me and Senna at this point. So now again, we're trying to threaten, we're trying to push the wave, we're trying to take some tower platings. The Xayah is on the bottom side of the map, so we can just take this top tower for free. I don't think Lilia, actually Lilia might have used a Rift Herald mid lane for the tower platings. You can see Evelyn and Xayah are bot lane. There's no Shen here as well, so I'm just trying to push this wave as quick as possible. And to be honest, most of my gold lead this game has been from controlling the wave, making sure that I deny minions and experience away from the Xayah. Xayah's basically left the lane now. I don't think she wants to play against me anymore. And now she's on the opposite side of the map completely. I pop up the leaderboard a little bit here. I actually wanted to check how much gold I am ahead. Yeah, like look at this gold lead. I'm over 2,000 gold ahead now of the Xayah. I'm so far ahead of the Xayah at this point. Like, it's actually crazy. The rest of the map's completely even. Top lane's even, jungle's even, mid lane's even, and of course support is also 2,000 gold ahead. So I was able to basically get this gold lead that we have right now for our team all by just playing the laning phase pretty perfect. Like, I don't think I made a single mistake during the laning phase except for that dragon fight that I died in, unfortunately. In terms of before that dragon fight, I probably played the laning phase as good as I could get. Again, a lot of people would just push the lane. They would just default push the lane, and they would just do whatever they want. Now, not a lot of people actually do this as well, and I'm going super in depth now in this game, but I feel like I've gone balls deep that I might as well go even deeper, right? Like, there's no point pulling out at this point. So another thing I wanted to talk about as well is what should you do when you take the tower? So say for example, I'm playing Baron lane, I'm playing bot lane, and I take a tower. There is zero, and I mean zero reason for me to go back up to top lane here. And people still do this. You might be surprised, but people will still walk towards their lane and still walk up to this point here. If you're walking up to this point here, you are getting ganked from here, from probably the river as well. There are so many ways that you can get ganked from behind, and you're probably going to lose that gold lead that you just gained. That 2,000 gold lead that you just got from taking first tower, from denying all their minions, are going to be lost because you're pushing up into this top lane for zero reason. Every time you take a tower, whether you're playing Baron lane, whether you're playing duo lane, mid lane is a little bit different, but you should also always look to rotate on another side of the map. You should never look to be going back top lane here. Me, for example. I don't want to go back top lane because I know if I try and get this tier 2 tower, everyone's going to gank me and I'm just going to die. There's no way, there's no counterplay for it because I've got no tower to fall back to. And if I wait for the minions to push to the tower, I'm waiting 3 business days for them to actually get to the tower. So instead, I look for roams. I know that I have the gold lead right now. I know I have the 2,000 gold lead. So my whole purpose in this game is trying to get a lead for the rest of the map. Now the bot lane tower has gone down. I was actually very lucky to escape this. I could have fucked this up really badly. I should be using Valkyrie now to dodge the Shen taunt, but I didn't. And to be honest, I'm very surprised I didn't die here. I probably should have died again here. Like, if I used my Valkyrie just to play a lot more safer, I would have been completely fine. Like, I should be using Valkyrie here and just auto-attacking the Shen. My mind is on the Nautilus right now, which is a huge mistake. I should be auto-attacking the first champion in front of me and auto-attacking the Shen. I should use my Valkyrie to stay safe, and yeah, I didn't do that. And somehow I survived because of the Senna ulti. The Senna shield, the barrier, I mean, all the shielding came in clutch there. But the only reason I was able to get them 2 kills is because I rotated after I took a tower, which again, you don't need to go back to this lane. Look, the minion wave is still underneath their tier 2 tower. If I went here, I wouldn't be able to get the tower here. It would be completely pointless. So instead, I'm looking to rotate to another side of the map and trying to get more gold for myself, another tower, which most of the time you want to rotate to the mid lane, but I rotate to the bot lane because they were pushing in bot lane. This is always what you want to do. Every time you take a tower in the duo lane, you always want to try and rotate mids. It is so much better for your AD carry and your support to be in the mid lane rather than the side lane. I say that with me being a side lane right now, but we're just getting so much gold anyway. The downside is no one's top lane. Fizz is actually doing a really good job. And this is also another thing that people don't do, which Fizz actually did pretty well, but wasn't able to deny the tower, is when I walk into mid lane, or when me and Senna walk into the mid lane, which is what I always do. Like when I take a tower, I'm like, cool, mid lane, you should go top lane. You should just defend the tower, play safe, and let me get all the gold and let me get the tower platings and another tower in the mid lane. Most of the time, the mid laner doesn't rotate, or the top laner doesn't rotate. But actually, the Fizz did really well and went from base up to top lane here, knowing that me and Senna were pushing down this bot lane, which not a lot of people do, but That's another thing. If you're playing mid lane, if your dual lane is taking a tower, go to another lane. Don't just sit mid lane. The amount of mid laners that sit mid lane for the entire game and never go into side waves to try and pick up minions or anything is just, it's diabolical. It really is diabolical. Yeah, we was able to get 2 more towers there, which again is just more gold for myself. And now we're looking to rotate to the mid lane. Again, there is no reason for me to push up even further towards the inhibitor tower. So instead, I go back to base. I spend the gold that I just got. And now I look towards the mid lane. I get stasis because I know that I'm going to be a big threat. And I walk a mid lane. And now my next goal is to get this mid lane tower. So again, you're just rotating around the map as your duo with your AD carry and your support. And you're trying to get as much gold as you can. Now, Nasus should probably be bot lane here. I mean, he can help in terms of trying to push this tower, which we got to kill. And then afterwards, he should go, like right now, right now, he should be going bot lane. This bot wave is being pushed in. You just saw on the minimap with the Zyra and Nautilus. Nasus right now should be going bot lane. Because Nasus can just AFK farm. Look at these minions push in. Nasus can just AFK farm this bot lane right now. Like, Nasus does not need to be here to try and take this tower. Me and Senna can just take this tower by itself. Luckily, Lydia's there to take the gold, so it's actually not that bad in the end. As soon as we get the kill mid lane, and as soon as we're pushing the tower, Nasus should just go to bot lane and just push the wave. But again, my Lilia has a brain, because that's salty. And yeah, the Lilia's pushing in the bot lane. So now your purpose is, you know, what do you do now that all 3 towers are taken? Which is kind of a difficulty in Wild Rift, to be fair, because it's very difficult to try and take these like tier 2 and tier 3 towers if you don't have any other... Oh, also I fucked up here as well, I think. Actually, did I fuck up? Exhaust. I fucked up. I fucked up. How did I fuck up here? I think it's because I didn't wait. I thought the Evelyn passive ended. So my goal here is just take top lane. This is one of the scenarios where I'm like, I should probably go back to base here because all the minion waves are pushed in. But I wanted to grab the top. I got greedy here, basically. I wanted to grab this top wave and I got greedy. And this is the exact reason why I say don't be too greedy. Because then you're just going to get ganked top lane and you got no tower to fall back to. Which is exactly what happened. So Evelyn uses W here. And I think this expires. I walk up because, like, how long does that charm last, by the way? I stasis the Evelyn ulti, which is really nice. But yeah, exhaustive with the Zyra, unfortunately. I wasn't able to do enough damage. And we didn't even kill the Zyra as well. I mean, that's our mistake. Like, we got way too greedy of trying to push up the top lane there. And to be honest, at this point, they're probably taking the tower. And also, Zyra flashed away from my auto attack range, so I don't think I was able to do any damage there or anything. Evan is always a problem. I mean, invisible champions in general are always a problem. What is my Fizz doing? What did I just watch? What did I just watch, by the way? Does anyone know what I just watched? Because I have no idea what I just watched. A bit unfortunate, I guess. And I was on a killing spree somehow. No idea how, but Zaya's now on a killing spree. But they weren't able to take the objective anyway because they were too low on health, so we actually still get priority here for the objective. Yeah, I think if Zaya doesn't flash away there, I'd probably get the kill because I'd probably stay in auto attack range. So we're trying to take the tower here. Lilia just trying to get some mid lane priority. I mean, there's nothing that they could do right now. They can't walk up and they can't do anything. They cannot do anything at all. Actually, Zaya has more experience. How the fuck did that happen? Zaya now has more experience than me. And I think that's because Zaya was able to farm bottom top tower of this game. Which is kind of crazy. This is one of the this is one of the things as well about like wave control minion management. I completely destroyed this Zaya, by the way. Like, this Zaya was 2k gold behind. And somehow she has more experience than me now. Somehow. Don't ask how, but she has more experience than me now. She probably doesn't have as much gold, but she has more experience than me. Everyone is trying to kill me here, but yeah, can't do enough damage. My Lily's just running around trying to pray and do something. It's actually crazy, no? The Zaya has more gold than me. I think I die. No, I don't die here. I mean, this Zyra is becoming a big fucking problem. No. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty crazy. I mean, Zaya did pretty well this game, I would say, to try and come back into the game. She went onto the opposite map, so she was just trying to stay as far away from me as possible. I mean, yeah, I still have a 2,000 gold lead. I just saw it there. I still have 2,000 gold lead, but she's ahead of me of experience, which I think is because she got a tower top and she got a tower bot lane. Like, she got 2 towers this game. I got like 3-4 towers this game, but I don't understand how she got more experience. She also might have got the shutdown on me, so that also might have been why. She might have got the shutdown, which might have been one of the other reasons why it might have been a little bit difficult. But also, you have the comeback mechanic as well. There's another thing, right? Wild Rift has a thing in this game where if you are too far behind in... Actually, you know what? That's the reason why. I just realized the reason why this guy's ahead of me of experience. So if you get too far ahead of experience, and this is such a dumb comeback mechanic, if you get too far ahead of experience to your lane opponent, they will get even more passive golden experience, and they will get even more golden experience from minions. So there is a comeback mechanic in Wild Rift where if you're like in this scenario, I was like 2,000 gold ahead and nearly 2 levels ahead in this game. Xayah was able to get the comeback mechanic and get the bonus experience and the bonus gold. So now she's still 2,000 gold ahead of me. I mean, she is getting 3 kills from this fucking Fizz who's 0 and 6. That probably also doesn't help. But why in this game is there a comeback mechanic where if you're ahead and if you win the laning phase and if you destroy the laning phase, the enemy AD carry is still able to play the game because there is a comeback mechanic that you get bonus gold and bonus experience if you're too far behind. So, and this is one of the reasons why I feel like laning phase just doesn't feel as rewarding in this game. Laning phase, of course, ends in like 5 minutes. So you basically have 10 minutes of team fighting until the game ends. Maybe 10-15 minutes of like fighting until the game ends. Like there were just so many mechanics and so many comeback mechanics in this game that even if you do get like, if I was able to do the same thing in PC League, for example, they wouldn't be able to come back in the game. It would be completely unplayable for them, and the game would be completely lost at like, you know, 5-10 minutes into the game in laning phase. But that doesn't happen in Wild Rift. There's comeback mechanics that allow them to just come back into the game for free. Anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm still 8-2. I mean, the kills are 18-18 right now. I'm still 8,000 gold ahead. My mid and my top lane are still split pushing, trying to get kills. Xayah is going to get another tower. As you can see, Xayah is now a whole fucking level ahead of me somehow. She's nearly level 14 and I'm level 13, but I still have more gold than her, so it doesn't really matter. Experience doesn't mean as much as gold in this game, and I'm still like 2,000-3,000 gold ahead, so it's completely fine. Triple kill for the Lilia as well. I mean, my Nasus, my Fizz is dead. I mean, at this point, who the fuck cares? Like, my solo laners are completely running it down. It doesn't really matter at this point. I put pink ward down just to make sure that the Evelyn doesn't look for a flank of any kind here. I'm trying to take this tower, but this Yasuo wind wall has been a pain in the ass. So I take this tower and then I look towards bot lane because we can't finish the game because of the Nexus protection shield. The double HP, the Nexus protection shield. You see that white shield on the Nexus? Yeah, that happens before 16 minutes every game. Before 16 minutes, if you take the first inhibitor, the Nexus gets double the health. For some strange reason. I don't know why. They just want the games to last longer. So yeah, Xayah's ahead of me of experiences in this game, which is very surprising, but hey, what can you do? The comeback mechanic is just way too OP. Again, as I mentioned, I have the gold difference this game, which is the main thing. I have 4 items now on Corki. I'm just unkillable at this point. I feel like I'm just going to do so much damage and I'm going to be completely unkillable. Next objective is Dragon. I think this is our Dragon Soul as well, if I'm not mistaken. So Dragon Soul should be in our bag. I know my team's going to get that, so that's fine. Now we can try and get top tower. At this point in the game, we should be looking towards top tower. No other tower in the game should be important at this point. Because we can't look in the base. I mean, look at my damage, man. My damage is so disgusting. At this point, which a lot of people do again, is the bot and mid wave are gonna passively push in. So eventually, like, this bot wave is gonna push in because the inhibitor's down, and the mid lane is gonna push in because the inhibitor's down. When you have this scenario, when 2 inhibitors are down on the enemy team, you should all group top lane. You should all group to the one lane that the tower has not been taken. And that means that they have to decide whether they defend this tower or whether they defend the inhibitor towers, the super minions coming in. Which at that point, I mean, they didn't do either. They wasn't able to defend the tower and they wasn't even able to defend the super minions as well. So we were able to end the game. 11-2. Hopefully this game, and hopefully I gave you a better understanding as to how you can control minion waves and how you can get advantages by not necessarily getting kills, but also just by denying gold, denying experience on the enemy team. Yeah, hopefully you enjoyed this video and hopefully you learned a thing or two. As always, if you enjoyed the content, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.